The story opens with a tense scene, a hijacked plane, high above the ground, with no pilot in control. An injured man is struggling to fly it, while military forces below wait for its landing, ready for anything. As the plane finally touches down, the exit door opens slowly. A frightened little boy steps out, clutching a teddy bear, visibly shaken. The army takes him in for questioning, but he's too scared to speak. It's as if he's in complete shock. We then flash back to the past to understand who this child is. His name is Elias. His mother, Nadia, was battling leukemia. They were planning to leave for another country in hopes of finding better treatment. To save time, Elias goes ahead to the airport with the luggage while his mother prepares to follow, carrying her essential medicines. At the airport, we meet a kind man named Farid, who notices that Elias is alone and offers to help him. Meanwhile, Nadia arrives and joins her son. Once boarded, the plane takes off. As they settle in, Nadia becomes emotional, haunted by memories of her husband. She remembers the happy days they once shared as a family, but also the night that changed everything, when their car broke down and her husband left to get help, but never came back. On board, a crew member named Ed Paul has sinister intentions. Along with one of his partners, he murders the plane's air marshal mid-flight. One of the pilots is also part of the plan. He kills the co-pilot, and with that, the plane is officially hijacked. Panic spreads among the passengers. Elias, reading the flight safety manual, learns there's a hidden cargo section that might be safe. He tells his mother, but she hesitates. Still, he starts heading there out of fear, and Nadia follows him. But Ed Paul sees them and shoots Nadia right there. One of the other hijackers warns him not to kill anyone else. They're supposed to minimize casualties. Elias watches his mother die, devastated. Carl, another hijacker, orders Elias to return to his seat. At this point, the story flashes further back in time, revealing the truth about Nadia's past. The night her husband vanished, Nadia eventually went to look for him. She found a rundown house nearby, only to discover that her husband had been killed. As she tried to process this, a strange man attacked her. He wasn't human, he was a vampire. Injured, Nadia managed to escape and lock herself in the basement. As the vampire tried to break in, the sun rose, and he began to burn, sunlight being lethal to creatures like him. Nadia returned home, but something had changed. She was infected. Still holding on to her humanity, she refused to harm Elias. Determined to fight the infection, she returned to the vampire's house, where she found an older man who aimed a gun at her. He explained that a powerful infection was spreading, one that turned people into monsters. He too was infected, but managed to stay in control using a special medicine. However, he accused Nadia of killing his son, who had turned completely and lost control. Before he could shoot, Nadia attacked and killed him instead. She then took his medicine. This was the same one she had been using to suppress her vampiric side. Back in the present, when Nadia was shot by Ed Paul, her body reanimates. Her vampire powers begin to emerge, and she rises again, stronger than ever. She heads to the cargo section. Two hijackers are recording a video message. In it, they announce plans to detonate a bomb on board, claiming revenge against a European atheist group. They force Farid to translate their message. It's written in Arabic. But Farid cleverly misreads it, slipping in a warning that the plane has been hijacked and they're being recorded. Carlos catches on and threatens him, demanding he read it correctly. Meanwhile, other hijackers move through the cargo area, retrieving parachutes hidden among blood packs. Their plan is clear now. They want to parachute out and blow up the plane midair. The hijackers had rigged the plane with remote-controlled bombs. But down in the cargo hold, Nadia, who is slowly transforming into a vampire, killed one of the hijackers and escaped. She made her way back up to the passenger area, where everyone was terrified, but the hijackers were nowhere in sight. They had gone below, planning to parachute out. Nadia urgently asked if anyone knew how to fly the plane. A young aeronautical engineering student spoke up. He wasn't a pilot, but he believed he could manage. Nadia brought him to the cockpit and switched on autopilot. Meanwhile, Farid revealed a terrifying truth. The hijackers were planning to crash the plane into New York. He had seen it written in their notes. Back in the cargo hold, the hijackers discovered their teammate's body. Nadia had staged the scene to make it look like a dog attack. But Ed Paul found her medication and noticed blood trails, making him suspicious. Following the trail, they reached the upper cabin, where the cockpit door was locked. To force it open, they took a girl hostage and threatened to kill her if the door wasn't unlocked. To save the girl, Nadia, now in full vampire form, opened the door and attacked. She killed one of the hijackers with supernatural strength, terrifying the rest, who fled in panic. Ed Paul discovered Nadia's diary and realized the truth. She was a vampire. But his comrades dismissed him, thinking he was delusional. Trying to control her bloodlust, Nadia retreated to the bathroom and injected herself with more of the special serum. Meanwhile, the hijackers regrouped and prepared to attack again. This time, Ed Paul came armed with a high-intensity UV torch, lethal to vampires. He caught Nadia off guard, blinding her with the light and weakening her. While she screamed in pain, he drew her blood and prepared to kill her with a stake. Just then, Elias appeared. He tried to save his mother by shooting at Ed Paul, but he missed. The bullet shattered a window, and the sudden loss of cabin pressure made everyone struggle for breath. The plane had to descend immediately. Inside the cockpit, the student pilot began to faint from the lack of oxygen. Nadia, despite her pain, managed to shoot Ed Paul in the shoulder. He ran back to the cargo hold and locked himself inside a bulletproof vehicle stored there. Nadia followed and fired multiple shots, but they had no effect. Desperate, Ed Paul injected himself with a vial of vampire blood he had taken, transforming himself into a vampire. Nadia set the car on fire and left. The alarm blared, alerting the remaining hijackers, who rushed down, only to be attacked by Ed Paul, now a monstrous vampire. He killed them one by one. Nadia warned the passengers. Everyone in the cargo hold was infected. They had to seal the door immediately. As they struggled to close it, a vampire bit Farid. Without hesitation, Nadia cut off his hand, stopping the infection from spreading. Meanwhile, the real pilot, who was secretly working with the hijackers, pretended to help. He contacted air traffic control in Scotland, claiming the plane had been hijacked and was now heading to land there. He activated autopilot again and set the coordinates. But inside the plane, it was chaos. Many had turned into vampires, and the survivors realized the horrible truth. If even one of them escaped, the infection would spread to the entire world. The only way to stop it was to kill them all before landing. The bomb remote was still in the cargo hold, with one of the last hijackers. The only way to reach it was through a small opening, too tight for an adult. Elias volunteered. Though everyone protested, he knew they had no choice. Elias crawled through the narrow passage, holding an ultraviolet torch to protect himself. He reached the hijacker and grabbed the remote, but then the infected man lunged at him. Nadia, watching through the security cameras, knew Elias was in danger. She attacked the pilot, who had revealed his true loyalty, and drained his blood to strengthen herself. Then she rushed to save her son. When she reached Elias, she tried to help, but her vampire side took over. She attacked him. Elias fought back bravely. He opened an emergency door, and sunlight streamed in. Farid, watching from the cockpit, turned the plane slightly to aim the sunlight directly at Ed Paul, who had also arrived. Ed Paul's skin began to burn, and he was sucked out of the plane, destroyed by the sun. But Nadia was now critically injured. Still, she smiled, seeing her son safe. In the cockpit, Farid, badly wounded, put the plane back on autopilot. It began its final descent. The story returns to where it all started. Soldiers surrounded the landed plane. The colonel suspected Farid was a hijacker. Elias told them everything, but no one believed his story. After all, vampires were just myths. The colonel ordered his team to enter, with body cams attached. Inside, the soldiers were attacked by vampires. The colonel watched the horrific footage in disbelief. Elias had been telling the truth all along. Farid was rescued. Elias ran toward the plane, hoping to see his mother one last time. But Nadia had now fully turned. There was no medicine left that could save her. Heartbroken, Elias realized what he had to do. Holding the remote, he activated the bomb. The plane exploded, destroying every vampire inside, including his mother. In the aftermath, the colonel cleared Farid's name. He was neither a terrorist nor infected. Farid, now free, embraced Elias tightly. And with that, the story comes to an end. So that's it. Hope you enjoy the story. Subscribe and press the bell icon for more videos.